go.
Okay, so it is all set up, that's all.
It's a lot of recording so don't say anything that you wouldn't want your mother to know.
I'm familiar with the problem, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm aiming it down the table. Can you see if looks like a good angle?
Yeah. It's much better than the angle it was at a few hours ago when I had to fix that.
Yeah. I've had this problem, so I always check it.
So.
Okay, and no one else has come yet, but I know that I think Janine and Mary were both planning to attend virtually.
Yeah. Here's the minutes. Here's the agenda.
You can record me blowing my nose.
There you go. Oh, we've got that on the, okay, so I don't need this anymore. And this. Is there a trash can in here? No. Oh, should I use this pen?
As long as we don't talk about it.
I hate wearing these boots indoors. I wore them, but I wore them and there is ice where I would like to stand. Silly me.
There is ice where you would look on the carpet?
Yeah,
Oh. Yes.
so yeah. Oh, I did, Janine said, oh, there is Delane.
Hello?
Hi, Delane.
Hi.
Mary's converting from being outdoors in the snow to being indoors.
I have to put my house socks on, slipper socks, you know?
It takes a while to do all that.
Oh, God, that's the thing I love about summer the most, is that I don't have to remember hat, gloves, scarf, you know.
And 3 extra layers.
And then I don't have to dress in all these extra layers. I don't have to put a coat on to go outside to check the mail, you know. It's just, winter time does build character.
Yes, it does.
And when you
Yes,
have
it
little
does.
kids, it's like, oh my God. Boots
Uh-oh.
and scarf and hat, and then as soon as you get that all done, then they have to go pee.
And then you get to leave them at school too. Don't
Forget that, yeah. Yeah.
You know what the cool thing is, though? The kids up here get to go outside when it's so cold. Yesterday, I was driving back from Tops, and I could see the kids at the gray building outside in their snowsuits. And in Texas, if it was like below freezing, can't go out. Sorry. Gotta stay inside.
Yeah,
Or they would cut down recess to like 15 minutes. So,
yeah.
you know, too cold to
And
be outside.
in Scandinavia, they park the babies in their prams outside, no matter how cold it is. Then
To
they
get
go,
fresh air.
yeah, and then they go in and have coffee or whatever. Uh-huh.
And they don't lose very many of
They
them.
don't lose many of them, no. Nobody watches their baby all the time because somebody might take their kid. It, it doesn't happen.
Mm. Just lost service for a minute. It may be better if I just call in and talk or listen. When yeah, it says my internet connection is unstable.
Yeah,
Well, you know what you do? Turn off the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
that might take less bandwidth.
I'll be right back. I just saw
Okay.
something
I can
need
do
to
that.
talk to.
All right. We'll try that then.
I can hear you loud and clear. That's all I know.
Okay. Perfect. So I really didn't have to brush my hair, huh?
Well, not on my account.
No.
You
I mean,
talk
to
to
attend this meeting.
talk to Eric about how important it is to him.
Yeah. Um, I'm taking after Carolyn. She talks about getting a hot cup of tea, so I've got a hot cup
Oh
of
yeah.
tea, and it's really nice to hold in my hands.
Oh yeah,
There
that's
he
what you
is.
do.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And there's Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. Thanks. How are
Well, it's
you?
6:04. I don't know. Should we have a meeting? And nobody else is here. Do you want to have a meeting?
Caitlin was expecting to come in person, if I recall correctly, from last
I
night.
think that's what I
This is not what I
remember.
want. This is what I want. So this goes back to my house.
Have we really not met since August? That's
No.
Kenneth.
Apparently,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
did you get the minutes?
I did.
I did, but I couldn't authentically say yay or nay because I don't remember.
Right, I know. Oh, here's Pat.
Hey,
Oh,
Pat.
good. I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
I really am, Pat. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I didn't see many other cars. I'm like, wait, what time did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're a working group, so this is, oh, and there's Carolyn. See, so there's just a lot of people at home today. And so the roll call for the benefit of the recording is to say that Delane is here, Delane McIlvain, Mary Naden Scott is here, Tim Swartz is here, and Patrick Meehan is here, and Carolyn Stevens is here, and then she jumped up and went away again. And Mary
Getting herself-
Shernock is here.
She's probably getting herself a hot cup of tea.
No, she turned on the light so we could see her better. Anyway, so that's the roll call, and I'm glad you're all here. And the next thing is the public participation schedule. Mercifully, there is none. And then we approved the minutes last meeting, August the 20th, because we did Night on the Common, and then we didn't do anything for a while, and then we had holidays, and so we haven't done anything.
Well, there was all these roadblocks in the way. So
Yes.
it seemed like there wasn't too much to discuss.
No, we couldn't do anything, so we didn't go forward. So does anybody have any reason why we shouldn't approve these minutes?
There was one spelling error. Not that that really matters, but
Where is the spelling error? Say what that is.
okay, go down to the new section in A, and instead of Depot Street, it was spelled Deport Street.
And they were channeling ice at the time.
Yes. Good catch.
Good catch. Hi, and also we want to say that Caitlin
Keating.
My brain is not working. Caitlin Keating has joined the meeting.
Sorry, I'm late.
That is a rhyme. Okay, and the old business, Janan was supposed to be here. Update the schedule for guided walks because we want to have a bird watching walk at the what I call the ice block party, cause I like that name.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's supposed to be called something else.
cabin fever block party.
Cabin fever block party. But an ice block, think about that, an ice block.
Yeah.
We loved it
But you didn't,
before.
Yes, before it became as potentially controversial.
ice block party became controversial?
Yes, because that's being used for political demonstrations, etc.
Just saying the word ice.
Not a good thing.
Less pleasant than it used to be.
Because
Yeah.
it was
Isn't it good
the
for you?
cabin fever block party. Okay, so the cabin fever block party update isn't gonna happen because Janan isn't here to make it happen.
Fresh off the presses.
All right, so then let's go directly to new business, which is to develop okay, so little context, my colleague on the select board, John Stevens, was a little bit nervous because we have a slightly less than $50,000 still in the budget. And he thought from ARPA, and he thought there was a deadline, but that has been absorbed officially, it was a maneuver that we all agreed to, that these ARPA piles of ARPA money would all be called surplus, but they retain their labels in the town budget.
But not for federal ARPA purposes, so
Yeah.
as far as the source of the ARPA money is concerned, the funds have been spent before the end of 2026.
Yes,
Because they've been allocated.
yes.
Oh.
So we did that.
Really?
But I want you all to know that
Okay.
how safe that is sketchy. So I think it's a good idea for us to have a plan B that we can put into action if they do it again and say that that they're not gonna take Cross Brothers Dam out. So have at it. There are no bad ideas. What should we do? Should we do A?
The most obvious one would be to do a different section.
Yeah.
That's
To
what
do
I think.
section
The other end.
do it the other end. Maybe not there by the apartments. Maybe the second section that goes down by the river up
Now
to the
tell me.
railroad.
Persuade me why we shouldn't do the A section behind the apartments. Because that will take us directly from Wall Street
Mm-hmm.
to the
Walking path.
walking path. It'll take us directly from Wall Street to the pedestrian bridge.
What's the status? I don't know this. I don't know if Mary, if you know, but what's the status of that laundromat? When is that coming down? Could that be a parking lot of sorts?
It's gone.
Yeah,
It
they took
cannot be a parking lot.
It's gone?
It's a permanent green space.
Oh, it is. Okay. I didn't even know it was gone. Whoops.
Yeah, it was like one day. There was a truck there in the morning when I dropped Ruby off at school, and when I came back, they were grading the soil. And I'm like, whoa. That's
Whoa.
And
Yeah,
it's
like
a
6
lovely
hours.
view of an old house and some other, it's just like, oh.
The laundromat was not an architecturally
So,
distinguished building, was
what
it?
does that mean, a green space? Like literally a green grass space?
That's
I
correct.
love that.
With pervious soil, because that's part of the flood mitigation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they're not
Area.
doing a parking
That's
Okay.
my understanding.
Okay. Got it.
That,
Can you have pervious parking lots though?
Yeah, but do we want her?
Sure, fair enough.
We're not gonna.
Okay.
I think that's a distraction from our mission tonight.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess the reason why I brought that up was because I seem to remember one of the um I don't want to say problem areas, but one of the big um issues, if you will, was that there wasn't a lot of parking at the senior center lot for the river path, the section A or whatever. So I didn't know. That's the reason why I brought up the laundromat was I didn't know if that could be a
Yeah,
okay.
it could be, yeah.
Because that was a
You know, the thing is, I can't imagine there's ever going to be more than 2 or 3 cars.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think so either.
But we did get feedback from a resident of the
Green Mountain
residences
Apartments.
there. Thank you, the Green Mountain
Yes.
Apartments, that they don't even like that the senior center uses as much parking as they do for
Right.
semi-regular events. And I don't mean to say they don't like it. I mean like they give up their parking spaces
They
for
get
the
in
senior
trouble.
center. Yeah,
Well, but they
exactly.
have
And it's a
parking
thing.
spaces around the other side.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just saying that is already a concern, and so if we're trying to persuade that
Yeah, we
population
just
to
need
be
to
on
tell
board,
them.
they won't want us parking
We
there.
just need to tell them that people won't use it,
Right.
and the plan is for people to park at Dog River Park or whatever, and then it'll be fine. I feel like
Is there and again I'm ignorant, so is there on either the left side or the right side of Wall Street, is there street parking, like parallel parking or no?
No.
Not aware of any.
I don't know.
Okay.
No,
There's no
but
place.
There's a parking lot over there by the TDS building.
I was just gonna say,
That's true.
can we ask
Yes.
them for use of
Oh,
theirs? Because that one has a truck in it sometimes, right?
And TDS is selling that building.
Oh.
Yes, I think that we were actually told
oh,
that building had been sold to that Martha Mahan,
Yes, it has been sold to her.
so.
oh, lovely. I mean,
Yeah.
Because TDS was sold to Comcast.
No,
Is that
Oh,
right?
that's Transvideo.
Okay,
Well,
so
the
what
other
did they give up? What did TDS give up by giving up that building?
I don't.
They
What was
they
there?
consolidated their headquarters in Wisconsin or something
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
Yeah, we were always a little far-flung piece of TDS,
Okay.
which was really Madison, Wisconsin kind of area, I think. I don't know for sure.
I think they're a Wisconsin company. I really do, but I don't care because I don't have any TDS. I have Transvideo, which went to Comcast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Another
so
sad
if we
thing.
wanted to pursue maybe that's allowable permission sort of thing, would that be a conversation with the former TDS, or would that be a conversation with Mrs. Mahan, or do we not know?
I think it would be a conversation with Martha,
Okay.
Is it
except that it may not be a conversation with anybody. It may be something that just happens.
That's what I was thinking.
So
Yeah.
we wouldn't need permission, we would just ask forgiveness.
Yeah.
Got it.
I want to suggest another option for the Plan B, the time when we might have to spend the money. And I think this is something, I don't think this is unique, something I thought of, that we could put at least a good chunk of the money into building a path along the top of the riverside bluff, let's call it, the level spot that goes along parallel to the Dollar General building, to the point where eventually there's gonna be the trails going down to the river. With the idea that if we put the money into that, grading it, creating a path, then when the Cross Brothers Dam stuff happens, if they disrupt that, which they probably would, they would have to put it back as they found it.
Yeah, the only thing is we only have a certain amount of money for we only have this less than 50,000,
Yeah.
49 something.
Yeah.
And, we really have a vision of a whole big thing.
Mhm.
And, if we got the removal of Cross Brothers Dam left us with something that could be easily, quickly made into a path,
Yeah.
then we could save that, but we could
Yeah,
husband
that's
that
true.
bunch of money and use it on A or B or even C.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in favor of using it on A because you could start your walk at Dog River Park. Walkie, cross the street, come up the jag, go again, start walking again, and then go to, get to the path, and you turn left and go across the river and go home. I don't know, but that's a longer
Oh, so
walk.
not starting at the senior center, but starting at the Dog River Park.
No, the Dog River Park is already established, but people could start their walk there.
Oh, okay.
As a green space along the river.
Yeah, as a green space along the
Yes.
river, as you know, we're visiting the river. You let your kids go there and
Yeah.
catch tadpoles, and then you come back and take a little walk, and you can cross and come back and park where your car was parked at the Dog River Park. So that was my thought, but how would people, if we fixed a path on what is our part B, how would people access that? By walking across the railroad tracks at
The illegal crossing?
the illegal crossing?
Yes.
Well, that's one way they would access it, but they would also come across the pedestrian bridge and then follow it so that it was followed the river along
Yeah.
over to the railroad track.
So you would have, instead of the near end of your proposed walk, you would start it at the beginning of your proposed walk.
Or
It would
start
just
at
be
Dog
more,
River.
it would be more in the woods.
Yeah, and it'd be more on the, well, it would be more in the woods, yeah.
You could start at Dog River Park. The sidewalk does continue from the old laundromat space to the walking bridge.
Yeah, it does.
So then you could cross the walking bridge and pick up the
It
trail.
doesn't continue well, but it does continue.
Very
It's all
true.
relative, Mary.
Okay, so let's talk about the obstacles. And let's. What are the obstacles at B?
The obstacles at B are it's got will require more earthwork to construct the trail, to get it on the appropriate grade.
Wouldn't that?
And
would
and there
that
would be a
show up-
fair amount of removal of brush and knotweed.
And wouldn't that chew up a lot of our $49,000?
It would probably chew up all of it.
Yes.
What do you think, Patrick?
I don't know. I was trying to find the document that shows where all the sections start because I don't have a good feel for where A, B, and C all
Same.
turn to one another. So it's hard for me to see.
A goes from the senior center parking lot to the walking path by the pedestrian bridge. B goes from that point around to the railroad track.
Yes.
C we can forget about because that's behind Fernandes stores and it's going to be super expensive to do anything with that.
And
then
less
B is
necessary because there already is an accessible path in front of all the businesses. It's not a riverside path, but it is a connecting sidewalk between
Yeah.
the riverside sections.
right. So we don't really need to think about C.
So the whole thing kicks off in the senior center parking lot.
Yes.
And then it would go
Or
behind.
Mary's idea of the Dog River Park.
Well, yeah, that
But
was.
that's not part of this
That's
path.
not part
That's
of this
already
project.
established and has a
On
sidewalk.
that side of that curving line.
So
of
part
the Green
A
Mountain Apartments. Yeah.
Is
Behind.
senior center parking lot,
And that's where we'd meet up with the
Behind
ped
the-
bridge.
apartments,
Yes, it would meet
To
up
the
with
footbridge.
the footbridge, which is there.
Yeah.
that's section A.
That's what my memory was. Sorry, I got
Comes from
sorry.
there and around there.
And then B starts at the footbridge and goes around to the railroad track.
Right.
Originally, we were hoping
And
it
then
could
back.
cross the railroad track, but that's vetoed, so it will backtrack up along
Yeah,
parallel to the railroad.
I think C is probably the lowest priority because
C's like out.
there's
C's like
already
not
a
even gonna
sidewalk
happen.
and you have to walk to it anyways.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like,
Yep.
even long term, I don't,
Minimum, like starting, I think that one was literally 5 times the quoted price of the other, of each of the other sections.
The estimated cost.
Yeah, so that
And-
was already.
Well, there's like a lot of, if I remember that right, it's like that's where that stormwater retention basin
Yeah.
is,
Exactly
and there's a
right,
lot
yes.
of grade issues, and
Yep.
like
Yes,
Exactly.
it's
it's difficult to
huge
get equipment in and out. So
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, that's
And then
that's
there's
not,
the railroad frustration.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, the other thing about directing people, back along the railroad track, which takes you away from the river, but then if they walk around in front of all the little businesses, that's an economic boon for the town.
right.
I think that's not insignificant.
Right.
Yeah, so it's definitely A or B. I think one reason I agree with Mary is if we do, well, if we did A, then it would basically go to the pedestrian bridge and meet a sidewalk that would take you there. If we do B, the only logical place to start is like if you're coming from the other side of the river on the pedestrian bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The
you would
only
meet
legal
the
place
start
to
of a
start.
path that's like in the middle of nowhere without that access point. So like there's a lot fewer people starting on that side of the river.
And it's like hidden. You have to already be on the path in order to see the new path.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no like.
I might be being persuaded right now
Yeah,
as we speak.
and I think that I also
You can do
think.
signage.
That's true. My advocacy for doing section B first was because I'm anticipating so much struggle getting the residents or the people who own the apartments on board with putting a path in their backyard. But if we have to do that anyway at some point.
Isn't there a fence there? They already have a fence, or don't they have,
No,
do they have bushes? Do they have a hedge?
I think they have a little bit of a hedge, but this
They
is
don't have-
taking away whatever. No
They have
hedge?
overgrown sumac trees, but they,
Okay.
I
They
like
So
the
we're
have- they have
inserting
like
path.
weeds and sumac trees and you can't, in my opinion, can't even see the river from their place. You just see the wooded area and decomposing leaves or snow or whatever. And if you're standing on the bank and stand on your tippy toes and look down, you can see the river far below. But
Yeah.
I think that from mom's perspective is that the residents would have an issue with like seeing people walk by instead of seeing the quietness and imagination of a river view, even though you can't see the river anyway.
The imaginary river view.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I think this is like another thing that it's maybe just me being like a curmudgeon, but like the people that talk about how they're concerned, as an analogy or another similar thing that's going on is like we don't want to overdevelop Payne. Like there's so many people going up Payne. There's going to be cars everywhere. Like I go up there all the time, and I'll be up there for 3 hours and not see anyone. And so, like,
Yeah.
I know that that's not, you don't want me talking to these people about this, but like the idea that there's going to be a constant stream of people like waiting in line at Disney World behind these folks' apartments on a path, it's like it might be a couple people an hour that walk by when the weather's
Yes.
nice.
On a
So, like,
weekend.
yeah,
And,
like the
and
parking
in
thing,
reality,
all of
I
these
don't
things
think
to me are like the reality of this is like there's going to be a lot of work that goes into building this, but it's not going to be used that heavily, like especially compared to like the sidewalks in front of the businesses and stuff. But I don't know how to impart that. It's sort of like the NIMBYism thing, like, oh, I want a river walk, but not not where I can see
Not
it
in
from.
my backyard.
Yeah, so I mean,
I
I don't,
think also everybody has these like ideas of like people being upset and all these roadblocks, which are probably so very real, but to my knowledge, I don't think anyone's had an actual conversation or like done a pitch or done any homework because I think that there's a lot of ideas of naysayers and negativities and roadblocks, but I'm not sure if conversations have actually been had.
They were started, but it's now years ago when this was NCDN's like seed. Tom Davis spoke to the state. Who owns the Green Mountain Apartments?
Yeah.
Green Mountain
Vermont.
Oh,
Housing.
he did?
Housing Authority.
Vermont
Yeah.
State Housing.
Oh.
And so some of
Sorry,
the
I
initial
forgot
feedback
that, Caitlin. Sorry.
totally expected was pushback. And again, that was totally expected. But one of the concerns was the amount of times they've had to repaint that fence that already exists on the other side, separating
Along
the apartments from the existing walking
The
path.
path, yes.
That that fence has been vandalized and it's causing so much trouble. And so our group basically was like, all right, let's talk to the police chief and find out numbers. What actual
Uh-huh. A
vandalism
reality
has
check.
taken. And I really think that we haven't followed up since then. Like it was dropped and then we haven't followed up. So that's something we could do.
Once we get a police chief.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
But that was a concern is that
It's still in
I'm
the
not
budget,
worried
whether
about
we
the
had a
people-
chief of police. It's still in the budget. There's a record of how many times that sucker was painted.
sure, yeah.
Right.
Or how many incidents were reported there.
Yeah.
But I think their concern is not the people recreating using the path, it's that you just created a space for now nefarious people to come and
I mean, a lot
deal
of
drugs
times
in our
nefarious
backyard.
people like don't do stuff around public infrastructure. They do it where there's like no development. Like that's the same as going down to the Cross Brothers Dam, like all the graffiti and the garbage and stuff down there. Like you don't see that happening on the front of the Fernandez hardware store because it's like downtown and people are around. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like when they built that playground out in the falls for the little kids.
Oh, yeah. How many
That got vandalized because nobody was ever there to protect it, you know? So a bunch of rowdy teenagers came and destroyed some of the equipment. And so that, but it's because there's so little use of it. I mean, there is use, but not regularly people
It's
there.
a playground. It's a playground. People go home at 5 o'clock. They're done.
yeah, right.
Yes.
I mean, it's also like, you know, I think you can get, it's like a slippery slope to be like, well, we shouldn't do anything because someone might break it. Like,
Right.
it's true. Like, people are always going to do that. You can't, like, we have, our property backs up to like a swimming hole that lots of people go to. And occasionally someone will break a beer bottle or they'll have a fire and burn some garbage or something. But, like, you know, less than every year. And so to, like, not let anybody recreate there and put a sign up, I feel like just causes the good people to obey your signage and the bad people to do whatever they want anyways.
Mhm.
And
Good
in
point,
general, you know, it's the same like we'll have friends come and visit us and we'll go down there and swim because we have a path from our house down there and then people can just park on Stony Brook Road and come down. So when people see us come out of the woods, they're always kind of like, where are these people coming from? And I think a lot of people don't know whose land it is. We don't have it posted or anything. And our friends will always be like, oh, you just let other people come down here? Isn't that annoying? And I'm like, you know, in the summer on the weekend when it's really hot, there'll be people there. But most of the time I go down there, there's no one there. So, like, it gets used, but it doesn't get used to the point that it annoys us with it being on our land. So, you know, granted, sometimes I think you need to see that happen before you believe that. But, you know, and there's no, we can't ask these people to build a path in their backyard and then say, if you think there's too many people, we'll tear it out. So it is like once they agree to it, they have to live with whatever happens. But I agree, like we probably need to talk to them. Really,
Yeah.
if this is going to be the new thing, we need to go start talking to them instead of Dollar General or whatever.
Well, it's their property, they have to give us permission to
Yeah,
build
right,
on it.
right.
So we
But
need
like,
to
so then we
persuade
need
them
to
that
start
we've
an
looked
outreach.
into the crime rates and it's not that
Yeah,
bad.
like that's
Yeah.
sort of what we did with Dollar General and with the town and everything, because we're like, okay, it's their property, we need to either get the land or get the easement.
Yep.
And we started that conversation and ended up with getting the land, and, you know, I think, so we probably need to do that with that if we're gonna pursue A.
Yeah.
The one thing that has been talked about in that area, which is gonna be part of the expense, there's been, that we would need to include a fence so that people wouldn't be looking in their windows. That was expressed to us as a big concern.
Yep.
And
And there was also talk of like solar lighting on the
Yes.
river side of the fence,
Right.
so that.
And also, Chief Gomez was asked about, could we put cameras there to deter people? And he said, no problem at all.
Yeah, that's super cheap.
Yes, right. It is now,
And
right,
actually, actually a deterrent, even
right.
if they're not hooked up. That's what I thought about
Yes,
doing before, is
it's
just
true.
putting a sign up in the woods that says you're on camera if people keep trashing it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to put a camera up.
Yeah. No.
It's better if you don't, because they'll never find, they'll be like, well, where is it? So we can turn it around. They'll never find it. They'll be like, we can't find the camera, so I guess we can't do anything bad. But yeah, again, so that's like infrastructure stuff though. That'll, if we're talking about $50,000 with like motion sensors, solar lights and cameras and a fence and everything, is we're gonna blow through that in 20 feet or something like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
That's
I don't know
what
if we've
that's
gotten a
where I'm
quote.
going with the rest of this, I wanna steer this conversation into, okay, so let's do costs. Is it cheaper to do B? And by cost, I mean, it's a cost to talk to these people and persuade them. So is it cheaper to do B than it is to do A, or is A cheaper than B? We don't know till we do some estimates. So how much does it cost to put up a woven fence like that? Well, fencing costs a whole lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And if you use hurricane, any kind of fencing costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
You could do bushes, shrubbery.
But that
How
costs.
much is it going to cost us to get an estimate done?
Yeah.
Usually estimates will be free for something like that.
Yeah.
Like if you're not having a landscape architect come in and give you like drawings and everything.
Yeah.
Which we did, and he provided an estimate. But Carolyn, do you remember? I don't think he provided an estimate for additional materials like fencing or an attorney
I mean,
to
how many years
negotiate a
ago was
land
that
deal.
too? Because we're probably
No, I don't think that was included.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Probably 2 years ago.
Multiply by
Oh, okay.
3.
Yes, so.
yeah. So
No,
only 3
more than
times more
that.
expensive.
Was it really? The timber and stone?
When was I visiting the select board every other week?
During my first term,
Okay.
which was before 7.
So we could use that as a starting point, and then we could either, if they are names of contractors, we could call them and get a revised estimate. Like even something that just says, we got a quote from you guys 4 years ago for this kind of fence and it was $5,000. What would that run now? And they'll say like 8, like without going through the whole
Yeah,
thing.
they will,
Good
yeah.
point.
But we need to collect that information and then bring it back here and make a decision next month.
But we need to decide what kind of fence.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And so if that information is in that original package, we can see if that would be suitable or not and try to contact someone who would install it. I mean,
Nobody brought the original package. I
It's
was
been
From
so
Timber and
long.
Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking for it in my email.
We didn't have that information from Timber and Stone.
Okay.
Oh, I might have it. If it's backed up somewhere.
Where's my glass? What is this up
Okay, I think I have it.
Really great.
Maybe. Nope. Everything is just
Man.
Hi,
Hello?
Joanne.
Hey, Janine.
Hi, Janine. We're gonna back up in a minute now and ask you to talk about something. So hold on a second. I have to look at this. I can't look at this now because I'm just looking at words and not, they're
If
not.
you're looking for an estimate, I think Carolyn's memory is better than mine, but I'm she's right, there wasn't an estimate for those kinds of things. I think it was a rough, like, about $50,000 for each section and 250 for section C.
Good
Yep, something
God.
like that.
So okay, what you're saying is that we would, with the money, first of all, we would have to get an estimate, which would be free for an estimate for section C, I mean, excuse me, for A or B. And then we would need to determine kind of what kind of fence we are interested in, and then the materials to build the path. Is that what, besides the fence, what were we talking about?
Well, the ballpark pricing, I think, was for the excavating and leveling of the path itself with certain specified depths of gravel and stuff that showed on those drawings and diagrams from timber and stone.
That was all I
Correct.
really remember from that, because
Yes,
I read through that and looked at their like sections, but they were mostly talking about like what they need to do to the grade to get it
Yes.
the right, ADA accessible and the right crown on it, and what they do if there's a place where they need to build so probably the big cost difference was in section C, they would have to build a lot of retaining wall to hold it at the right level.
Or bridges, kind of.
Yeah, like a lot more of that work. So yeah, I think 50,000 for just like site work.
And I don't remember any fences showing on those diagrams.
No, I don't remember any fences either.
I think that's going to be additional.
So I do think, and now I'm leaning more toward B, and I'm thinking, but one of the things I wanted to say is that I was not as happy as somebody might be with the timber and stone drawings, because I don't think they're truly handicapped accessible. I don't think Mary can roll on gravel.
Well, I think it would need to be like packed stone dust, basically.
Yeah.
Which I think would be, it's also, I guess there's also like what is, like it's like organic food, the vegetables you grow in your backyard is organic, but it's not certified. So that would need to be, I think that's what it would be. But if it is packed stone and it is accessible like that, it's going to need like annual maintenance probably after.
Well, that's what
Bonnie
Kern has said, that the paths they have at the Dog River Park, they need maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing lasts forever. Now Mary went up to Burlington. I'm going to quick say this. Mary went up to Burlington and looked at the bike path in Burlington, and there are these honeycombed kind of things. And John Stevens has told me that kind of thing is cheaper than asphalt.
Oh yeah, to put that in and then to fill it with stone dust or gravel and then stone dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you probably need to come in and top it up every year or every couple of years, and then if there's like a flood event, you probably need to do some work. But that would be the same as if there's a giant flood.
There wasn't even stone dust in between. Keelan, you were there and you might have a better memory, but I remember Mary, wasn't it like, what did they call it, witch's grass or crabgrass? Like there was some sort of, like it wasn't moss, but it was like.
Oh, it was planted with something?
It was witchgrass. It was just
Witchgrass.
whatever grows,
It would be like my favorite parking lot in Montpelier, up there on Baldwin Street. It's just a permeable pavers, little, like this big, and stuff grows among them. It doesn't grow high, it doesn't grow big, but it's still
right. Yep.
I thought I have pictures, but I
have pictures on my phone. Do you want me to send my pictures to you, Caitlin?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah.
Thanks.
The other rub of that is all probably going to be more expensive than whatever the timber and stone people suggested. I'm guessing what they're suggesting.
Yeah, all comparison was with asphalt. It wasn't with, what about, well, the other thing, I know what you're talking about is what I have in my driveway, which is,
it's like a webbing kind of stuff that.
Like stay mat.
Stay mat. I have stay mat in my driveway.
Okay.
Janine, do you remember
Right.
the the top coat material on the accessible trails that the Vermont Land Trust were doing?
It was basically stay mat was the very top layer.
Okay.
Stay mat.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we know a couple of really good contour people, and because we've hired them, I hired one personally for myself, and then the Grange has hired somebody, and both of them have done work that lasts and lasts and lasts. And stay mat
Yeah,
was
that's true.
put on my, and it's never been fixed. It's just there, and it's perfect.
Okay.
It was like 3/4 inch stone and then stay mat on top, so it wasn't fancy.
No,
If it's
but
well compacted, that would be good.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
then you can roll on any. You can push your baby down that. You couldn't push your baby down a gravel if it was pea
Nope.
gravel
In a stroller.
in a stroller. Yeah,
No,
can
you
push your
can't.
baby
Lots of places.
down. Huh?
I take, yeah, but we're not.
Now
we're
picture a
not
baby that
normal
weighs
people.
over 100 pounds.
No, the next one. Yeah, no, Ruby doesn't get pushed anymore. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so that would be something to talk to whoever, like if you have a contact that has done work for you guys before, ask them about that for paths and see
Yeah.
if that is a good option.
Yeah, we could ask Matt
I'd
Dwyer,
love to have a conversation with James about that.
James and
Because
Matt Dwyer.
there's really no
And Mike
point in,
McGuire, even Mike, whatever his
Matt
name.
Dwyer.
Dwyer, Matt, and Mike McGuire is a musician, so he doesn't
Yes.
know squat.
And James who?
James Parent.
who lives
Who-
in Northfield, actually.
Yes, and
Oh,
his
like
cow was
Brookfield, I think. Yeah.
partner.
Yeah,
So
which is the advantage of having it done locally. I love that part. I'm
Well,
getting very
we-
provincial in my old age.
and it's never a bad idea to get a couple of quotes too.
So can we bring that back, you and I?
Yeah, I think let's do that.
Okay. So we'll bring that back next month, and
Well-
that's what we'll talk about.
I will just say, as best we can, it might be hard for them to estimate with snow on the ground.
That might be
And-
true.
oh, they'll
Right.
probably just do it all with, I mean, there's not any like extreme,
Yeah,
you
Right.
know,
I-
they can probably look at a topo map and give you a ballpark,
yeah.
you know, like whether it's 10 grand or 100 grand kind of
Can
stuff.
you hand them Section A of Timber and Stone's
No reason not to.
design?
Or section B.
Or, yeah, both, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And going back to the Vermont Land Trust thing, Janine, do you think any of those people, like that guy, I forget his name, but he was the one who was like, I haven't talked to people in 3 months. I've been all by myself in the woods. That whoever that guy was, the brilliant path maker, do you think it's worth reaching out to that group to see if he would come do an estimate? I forget.
I don't think that's a horrible idea. I have that stuff somewhere with pictures, so I will track that down.
Yeah, could you, yeah, okay. So
Thank
let's like the witches in Macbeth, let's meet here again a month
Wait.
from now.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Okay.
It was September 2024, Mary.
I'm sending it to you. I
Okay.
found it.
God, was it that long ago?
When we did it, the bike path, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of cute pictures of Mary.
Time flies. Time just flies when you're having fun.
Ain't it the truth? Okay, so we'll come back and talk about costs so we can make a more informed decision.
Yeah.
And then the thing I need to talk to you about is that we need to find out as soon as possible whether they're going to do that demolition or not do that demolition.
Yes,
And if
if we
they
could
aren't
only-
gonna do it, then we have to be able to start. Because I wanna spend that money so that it doesn't get absorbed by taxpayers who think, oh, there's a pile of money, we can reduce the budget.
Caitlin, I sent it to you and Mary and Tim. I sent it to you guys.
Thank you.
I should have sent it to everybody.
I'll try to hold it up on the camera when we're done here, so we can maybe try to
Okay.
get it out next screen too.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
chambers.
What do you call them?
You
No,
can scroll
No,
through
I think those
those.
are like little granite
No,
blocks, right?
no,
Or is that?
well, yeah, is that concrete?
It's like some
Things-
really hard rubber.
I was there, Tim.
No.
I don't know
Yeah,
what.
I'm just wondering, it's
These look like stones to me.
oh, that's
I
true.
think the stuff in Montpelier is concrete.
Ah.
But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like if we start
Yeah,
getting into like stones or concrete or granite or whatever, it's definitely going to be unaffordable. Yeah.
This is expensive.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
if
Okay.
these are like paving stones, even if they're concrete,
Yep.
like to buy those and then to pay someone to set them is gonna like definitely blow our budget
Okay.
and probably be more than we need traffic wise. Like the amount of traffic on that path in Burlington is probably, I don't know,
Thousands?
thousand times
Yeah.
more than.
Orders of magnitude.
No,
We can
that
still.
looks,
It's still worth like whoever we talk to about this will probably be able to provide quotes for all of it. You know, it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
look at
worth. It's not. It's worth like still getting it, and maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it's only twice the cost, and it'll last 100 years instead of
Yeah.
2 years, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm guessing that will probably be cost prohibitive, but maybe not.
And asking.
You're
for-
learning, Janine and Dylan. I
That's why
sent
we
you
need to do it
one of the
now.
pictures. I can
not-
go back and send all 8 to
you
you.
have to come this way, I think.
Do you see that?
If you guys have your cell phones, I send you one of the
Face
pictures.
recognition.
Oh.
I got it, Mary.
Oh, okay.
Do the others, because I don't know if you noticed, but every time I put it up for you to see it.
I can send.
Face, but then it says, oh, that's not a face.
I'm sorry, I'm not cool enough to know your number. Sorry, but I have everybody
shared-
else's.
Yeah,
I
I
shared
just
with
I
Pat.
saw it in the real world.
I just
Okay.
Are other costs negotiating? Like volunteers can go talk to Green Mountain Housing Authority, but do we not need a town attorney to do that negotiation for us?
Yes,
I
we
don't know
would.
how that works.
Oh, at some point, yeah, and you have
So
to pay
that's
for
another
that.
cost that we should
Yes.
consider. I don't know who the town attorney is, but
Well, we would need to have them, even if they weren't negotiating, we'd need to have them draw up documents.
Yeah, like an easement or something.
Yeah, right.
So that's a real cost.
Yeah.
The advantages of having it at B is that it doesn't belong to I don't know, whoever, it's not,
Some of that land is town owned and some is
Already.
owned, and some is owned by Fernandez Family Trust or whatever it is.
And
they-
some of it is owned by the Vermont Housing Authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even
Yeah.
section B is owned by?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see
Some of
that?
it, not all of it.
There's the pedestrian bridge,
Yeah.
and then this is all Vermont Housing Authority.
The
So we're
green-
gonna need
The
to
green
get,
color, basically.
yeah,
is
the
that what you're
orange
saying?
lines are the parcels.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
Vermont, so no matter if we do A or B, Vermont Housing Authority is gonna need to sign off on it.
Good point.
So
I think that they would be less likely to be reluctant to sign
Yes,
off
I
on
agree.
Section
I agree
B.
with that, just based on where the path would run. And then, that goes into the town land, and then there's the railroad easement, so.
Yeah, the other thing, just I wanted to put on people's radar about C, is that it is running along parallel to the railroad track. You can't do that without a fence, because the railroad doesn't.
B,
C.
No.
no, C would go parallel to the businesses, perpendicular to the railroad.
But to get there, Caitlin, it would have to go alongside the railroad.
Okay.
Between Fernandez and the railroad, you're saying?
So then also section B, from the walking path down to the new path, river path?
No. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
thought it was
listen to
B.
that. Yeah, I mean, there wouldn't be a fixed path. Oh, fiddly day.
Cause yeah,
I bet
section
that-
B would have to go from the walking path,
Mm-hmm.
away from the apartments, along the river, all the way along the river, up until the railroad, and then it would have to 90-degree angle, come back parallel to the railroad to reconnect with, actually, to go all the way down to Wall Street,
Yes.
to the legal,
That's what I think
Railroad.
of as C.
that's not C.
That's B.
Yeah, that's all B.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I was thinking of that as C, and I was thinking of B as only that crescent.
No,
So I think
Oh wait, I gotta have my glasses on.
I mean,
I heard, I
you
know
can think
what
of it
she's
in
talking
different
about.
sections, but according to the timber and stone A, B, C, D, that's the section.
is from
B.
here
All the way up there to
Yeah.
the railroad
to
track.
the railroad,
And then
back.
if it comes,
But I don't. It wouldn't go on the railroad easement. It would go on town land next to the railroad easement,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
So I don't know why the railroad would be able to say you need to have a fence on your land.
oh, that would be another question that would be good to find out an answer for.
You know what I mean?
And I don't,
That's why they have.
unfortunately, I'd rather not ask the
we
railroad
don't. We
and
don't
get
need to
their
talk to
hackles
the
up.
railroad.
Right.
I mean, there's there's like I don't know what that is. That's why they have 100 feet of swath, because then no one can put anything within 50 feet of the track. So it's not a.
Right.
okay.
So I would imagine that they can't make us put a fence on the town land if we say this is no longer a sidewalk or a parking lot, it is now a walking path. Like, but yeah, because we have the same problem going back wherever C starts, right?
Well, I don't think, at this point, the expectation of most of us has been that C is just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's
C,
reasonable.
we're gonna call C the section.
It's good to have
Through
a
the
path
downtown.
on two sides of the business district that feeds into it.
Exactly.
It's easier
Yeah.
sell, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Mary's right in general. We need to figure out which one of those is more possible and get an estimate for the cost for both of them before we make a decision, and then still hope the dam gets removed, which I don't think we're gonna know anything for sure on that until it's getting removed, probably. I mean, they thought it was gonna happen this year, right?
Yeah, I know.
Up until
And
it
they
was
kept
supposed to
us
be
going
happening.
until the
Dangling and twisting in the
dangling
wind.
and just twisting slowly in the wind. All right. Well, let's get some more information for next month, and talk about this again. I have a report from the field that I wanted to share with you all, and that is that I had a conversation with two members of the Vermont the Central Vermont Regional Planning Commission. I talked to Lincoln Frasca, and he thought there might be permits required, and he gave me the names of some people to call. So I wrote to two of those people. One got back to me. This is typical of the world. And her name is Rose Watts. And she said that we would need to have municipal flood hazard permit on Section D.
Because it goes to the river.
But she said, but open space and recreation are exempt.
Wait, but that would only be if it goes into the floodplain, right?
Well, if you look at where the floodplain is, she sent me a thing, and it looked like the floodplain goes exactly where we are.
But is this not open recreation that should be exempt?
Let's see, she sent me that.
Yeah.
And we're going along here, so that's not in the floodplain.
No, I mean, I didn't put anything other than just like the trail down past like all of the landing and everything. Not that that's gonna end up being there or it'll happen, but I put all that stuff past whatever the 500-year flood map was, because I thought they wouldn't let us put anything down.
I was gonna ask you.
But more importantly, I didn't want to get washed away, because 500 years is nothing now, right? It's like
Right.
every 2 years.
Yes.
Every 2 years. So I wanted to give you this, Patrick, because I didn't
think
know what to
that's-
do with it. Read what she says.
Oh, okay.
And she said, but she did say open space and recreation are exempt from that, so we may be exempt. Then she said, adding any fill is prohibited. It has to be a net neutral. Anything we take out has to be, anything we put in has to be equal to anything we take out. So we're not planning to, on section D now, we're
Yes.
not planning to put in anything. We're just gonna let them take out stuff.
Yeah, but I wonder if there will need to be some filling to create a level, you know, accessible path.
All of the
I don't know,
material to
without
make the path.
right, without the surveying, without having that surveyed, I don't know.
So she said, any material, no net increase. So,
I don't know that I follow.
They don't want people filling in the river, basically. So they don't want somebody like, if there's a property owner that lived here and they wanted a bigger patio and they got a couple of dump trucks of soil poured here so that they could extend their patio, just like China does or Saudi Arabia does, like where they like build islands out into
Yes.
the ocean. They're trying to prevent that from happening. So
Okay, so we are adding material to the space that will create the path, but it's after we dug out material that,
right.
yeah.
like,
right, so that's what they're saying. Like you can move stuff around, but you can't bring in substantial amounts of material.
okay.
I don't. This is difficult because it says this is an FHA and an FEH along the Dog River, and one of them is red crosshatch and one of them is blue crosshatch, and the river corridor is yellow, but it's black and white photos. So
Okay,
I'm
so I
guessing,
screwed this up.
No. I know that there's three areas here. So the yellow is the corridor, I believe. And
I
then
can send you the
you
whole
can see,
thing.
but do you see how there's these two white lines? They're just saying this is a more like restricted area, and this is a less restricted area.
Yeah.
But you can see what is in this
Right.
overall thing. It's like the whole downtown.
Yes.
So the idea that they would regulate what is going on there, I think it's probably that they don't want people really dumping stuff in the river.
Yeah,
So
they
we can
don't
talk
want
to them.
people dumping stuff in the river.
Which is good.
She said made that plain, and she's very excited about our project. And so I would be happy to send you what she gave me, and I apologize for not
that's
talking
okay.
This is just,
in color.
this was just printed grayscale.
Right. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Right,
So, I think we'll be able to figure out what she's saying. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm guessing it'll be something where we need to notify them that we're doing a path, and she'll say, is it recreation? And we'll say yes. And, if a dump truck of stuff comes in for 100 feet of path, I don't think they're going to care.
Yeah.
They just want to make sure that we're not, like, taking 20 feet of the river to put our path in.
Which is not at all.
That's exactly right.
So if they're reasonable, it should be okay.
And then I go on the I also go on the principle that Tim pioneered at the Grange Hall
Atlantic
with
subscription.
with
Bullshit
the
paper is what we call
fire
this.
marshal, which was he talks to the fire marshal first,
Yes.
and then even if we're doing things that are skirting the edge of not permissible, the fire marshal goes, oh, that's okay.
They're so happy to have someone talk to them before they've done something stupid. And I don't like to be the person that does something stupid, so I'm inclined to,
So that was my report on the report from the field, but I'd like to back up for a minute and actually as part of Janan's report from the field to tell what kind of bird watch you're going to do. Are they going to have a bird walk? What's the
Yes.
deal with that at the at the
Cabin
fever block party?
Oh my.
And
As-
this is just for Pat and Mary's benefit, because I'm seeing Tim, Carolyn, Mary, Janan, and myself are all, and Elaine, because I can't see your face, are all a part of that.
Okay, so tell me and Pat.
So it's my understanding that Susan is going to have Carl Pinkham do a bird walk. It is my understanding that it would be from the Shaw, but the last time I talked to her, she was also but Bill used to do them on Central Street, but she and I walked part of it and there were no bird feeders there. So I think that it's
But
still going to be on the Shaw.
But Carl said he would talk to the people who normally put bird feeders out, because when they do the Christmas bird count,
Right,
they know where the feeders normally are.
yes. And I've been with Carl on winter bird counts, and there are quite a few feeders that have been filled.
On Central
On
Street?
Central Street in particular.
So, but
And
there's not
Carl
any,
encourages them to do that, evidently.
so there's not any parts of the proposed Riverwalk that would be part of this.
No.
Because we are pitching this for people that don't get out that much, we want this to be a pretty easy thing. And I think in March, it's gonna be at best sloppy to
Well,
walk
and
along
then,
section D.
I mean, we haven't got our walk in yet, so.
Exactly.
Okay.
There was discussion, I'm saying this out loud more for the accessibility group, I think, about how there is a walk going on at the same time that's not a bird walk, but it will be like a hike around Payne at the same time that the bird walk is going on. And
Right.
I thought that the bird walk was going to be something that was much more local to Plumley Armory.
Yeah.
For folks who are wheeling or having mobility challenges to walk around.
Yes. We can
And I
talk
don't
more
know if
with,
Central Street is
right,
quite that accessible.
we can talk with Carl
Well,
about
it's accessible for a while. You wouldn't go down the steep part at the end.
Or up might be hard.
yeah.
Central
If-
Street, Central Street doesn't really go up very far.
From Wall Street, it's hard.
Yeah, but it's not going to start at Wall Street. It's going to start at Plumley Armory.
Right,
Thank you. Sorry. I'm still on. Sorry, everybody.
yes. An old idea was that we would have a lot of this happening right out.
I'm still
In
on the river
downtown.
path. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so we just take our river path map and say, and down at the end of Central Street, there are all kinds of birds and owls and trout and whatever that will go around this path when it thaws.
Mallards,
There
hordes
you
of
go.
mallards.
Ducks.
Yes.
I mean, it wouldn't be a horrible thing to like have like the Riverwalk path and have Carl tell us what might be there. So we could say, and seasonally, we could go when it wasn't snowy.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you love to be able to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nothing,
just to get more people talking about this path.
yes,
Okay.
no reason
if
not
you
to.
can feed him that, it would be a smart idea, I
Yeah.
think.
Yep, can do that.
All right, and, other reports from the field, other people doing fun things that we need to know about.
I have a random question that someone might know from the reports from the field. With their last cohort meeting that we had, I remember them that there was some imagination theory talk about the a Trout Unlimited chapter and their friends in the Winooski when when the schools released the fish into the Dog River.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
something that's still on the Riverwalk's radar and agenda, or are we tabling that until next month at the next cohort meeting? I don't remember.
I think we should probably wait and talk about it the next month. And in between, one of us should get in touch with Jeremy, whose name I can't.
Whalen,
Whalen, yes, who is the guy from the hatchery
Mhm.
that works with Trout Unlimited
yeah,
to do the trout in the classroom.
yeah.
Does Sam have anything to do with that at the school, maybe?
Sam got assigned to deliver in Barry, and she said that Clark would be the person to talk to see who was assigned to deliver in Northfield. It was not Sam, but she said that Clark has all the sort of records of like who was the mad dog TU person that delivered, so like what teacher it is and what TU ambassador and all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, I'd be willing to reach out to Clark. I think that's a fine
Oh,
idea.
great. Okay.
Okay.
He came and did an excellent talk at the Grange about Trout Unlimited, so we have a little connection.
Nice.
Nice.
He did a very good talk, and we learned about a lot of things, so that was a good thing.
Locally and even
Yeah,
nationally about dam removal and
yeah,
all sorts of
dams,
things.
yeah. Big dams out west, you know, they're getting rid of dams out west.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that dam that allowed the salmon to go
Oh yeah.
up the Klamath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
In Oregon,
a
right?
Trout
Oregon,
Unlimited project. pilot.
Wow.
Yeah, national Trout Unlimited is a big national organization. Yeah,
They're unlimited.
like you said, taking the limits off.
So what are you doing besides up with a kid all night?
Well, he's sleeping better, so that's good. I emailed Jason about doing the passport thing, but he didn't get back to me, so I don't know if he's not interested or I can bump him again.
I recommend doing that.
Bump him again.
Yeah.
Just come at him. Is his email just like Jason Enders at mac dot whatever?
I'll look for it.
If that doesn't work, I'll walk around the corner and stand in front of his yard and see if that.
Okay.
Jason did these two logos for
Yeah,
us.
right. So I,
He's,
um,
and was very happy to do it.
He did
According to what I
the
heard from my informant.
Mass
town
Brigade
across.
logo for me.
oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe it was just like the holidays or something. Yeah, so
He's not
He
always
had-
responsive to email.
that's been my
But-
we're sort of
When he
kind of
is,
friends, and sometimes we see each other and sometimes we don't, and sometimes I try to follow up and sometimes I don't hear back. So it's sort of par for the course.
Yep.
Yeah.
In my experience with him, so maybe I'll just annoy him some more.
That usually works with me
Okay.
when
So,
I don't respond to emails. But again,
Yeah, that was pretty much the only thing I've done. Energy committee stuff doesn't really tie into this.
Well,
I
what
think
is the Energy Committee doing?
we are trying to get a bunch of the downtown businesses to do like energy audits with Efficiency Vermont because they do them for free.
Yeah.
And then we get information about their energy use and how interested the owners are so that we can start trying to figure out how to develop the network geothermal thing. And so it's sort of our in to get like professional assessments of their energy use and their infrastructure so that we can learn what would be possible. But then after that we need to get a grant to have a real engineer do, sort of come up with a plan for where we should start it.
Real numbers.
Yeah, again, sort of the same thing that we're trying to do with the
that's what I was
Riverwalk.
thinking.
It's like chicken or the egg. You want to convince people to do something, but they say we need more information. So how do you get the information before? Yeah, so that
how much
will-
uptake is there in the community for that?
I don't know. I mean, people seem interested in it. Like, Scott and Andrew at the brewery are interested in it, but it's like anything that they have to wait on to go through all of the public grant yada 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 is like too slow. So like they will just sort of move and do what they need to do. But if something gets together, they would be interested in tying into it. The Fernandez family, of course, is like if it saves us money. But that's a lot of the block. And then the town, we had, as you know, sort of like it was like a long haul to get information from Jeff about what projects were upcoming, and then by the time we did it was like a month before they tore up Main Street, and then they tore up Main Street for like a year to put the water lines in, which is basically what would need to happen to have a proper network geothermal system.
Yep.
So I think that was harmful to our cause because
Yeah.
myself included, No one wants to have to deal with that again. So whatever we do, I think is going to need to be the first steps of it is going to need to be not tearing up Main Street, which is fine. So we're sort of going smaller. We're talking to the apartment building that maybe will get built next to Dollar General. About
What are they saying about that?
It's just cost, according to Tom. You know, they want to build it, or they think it can be profitable for, like, I don't know, remember the numbers, like $5 million, for example, but the best bid that they can get is like $7 million. So they haven't moved forward with it because
Yes.
God, things cost a lot of money.
they do. Yes, yeah. So that's sort of where the $50,000 expires quickly,
Yeah.
without, you know, a buddy with an excavator, the Vermont way. So, but that is difficult to do on projects like this. You can't just have, you know, the weekend warrior guy driving around downtown tearing up town property. It sort of needs to be a little more official than that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of Riverwalk, though, I can, if you forward me this email, I can look at it and overlay it, and we can try to figure out what to do with B and C.
Hand it to me.
Can
and
I show you Jason's?
I'll remember to do it.
It's on a list,
Actually,
I'm sorry.
yeah, okay. Forward to
J
Patrick.
N
J-E-N?
Yeah, I think that's the one I have. Yeah, that's what I sent it to. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure because that was like from a long time ago.
Double checking is always good.
I met him in a timber framing class like the first year that we moved here, and then he helped me a few days when I was building that little cabin we lived in.
Oh,
So-
Who did this?
Jason.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Jason's a decent guy.
Yeah.
What about people out in streaming land? Does anybody have anything from the reports from the field?
Nothing you don't know.
I guess the only thing would maybe be that the Cheney Field Task Force is
Yeah.
going to meet. We're going to present to the Conservation Commission next week, I think, and then it's
Wednesday night.
yeah. So, and then I feel like that there's a well-constructed plan based on the limits that we had to work within. And I think there's some good entry points and it's comprehensive in terms of like, here's all the things that were listed before in the 1922. 2022. It's been a long day. Plan
The
and
2022. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's, you know, 100 years here and there, whatever, among friends. And so that there's three main targets that would be accessible, and then there's several places where, because of the construction, we'll be able to suggest, okay, not accessible, but at least providing access that is much, much closer to the town forest and at an elevation improvement. And I feel like there's been a lot of respectful interaction there, so that it's, if nothing else, it's a lovely model of people with really different opinions who can get together and have civil conversations and try to move something forward. So that's
After the Conservation Commission presentation, then we have one more working group meeting, and then we're gonna try to get on the agenda for the select.
yeah.
Are you getting on the agenda for the select board, or is the Conservation Commission not then presenting to the select board?
Would they clarify that with David? Because at our last meeting, Bill couldn't quite remember if it was us going with David to like support him and he was presenting, or if we presented to David and the Conservation Commission and then the working group reported back, because it was the working group that was tasked with this from the select.
Yeah.
We can't remember.
I
I
thought
think it would make sense though that it was Bill that does it because he's been, I mean, I think it would be a lot of details for David to be able to present. So,
Bill,
He hasn't
Bill
been a part
Sola
of
or
Delasola,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So I think that this is, even though it doesn't, they're not contiguous projects or anything like that, I think that projects like that we can build on that energy,
Yes.
For sure.
That's why I think I wish you all the luck in the
There's a
world.
lot of collaboration going on, which is
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
What time is
Oh.
that meeting next week?
Do you remember, Janine? I want to say 6.
I want to say
At
it's
the
6 too.
Conservation Commission, I want to say their regular meeting is at 6.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
think our working group was at 5 because it was always before the town forest or before the Conservation Commission. So I
Yeah.
believe it's 6, but I would have to check the municipal site.
At the community room?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw in that I think one of the great benefits that I've heard from the reports that you folks have given to the accessibility group is that all of the people involved have learned to distinguish between having access to the town forest and providing accessibility.
Yeah.
Because those are two separate concepts that tend
Yep.
to get mushed together.
It's great
So
we were
let's-
able to sort of like, I don't know, declare, but to clearly state the differences and to
Yeah.
right from the beginning so that when we could use different language and verbiage, we're all on the same page with what we meant by those terms.
Yes.
Which is wonderful, and I think that's a good outcome, and we should be mindful of that in talking about this path,
Yes.
because we're talking about an accessible path, and, we need to maintain that,
It's an accessible access to the river.
yes.
And I also feel like because of Friends of Winooski, there's quite a bit of crossover of players with some more
Oh, you
people
think?
involved. So it does seem to me like, and this is the next step. One of it went, up to the town forest, and this step is going to go along the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's all I have on my agenda. Does anybody have anything else? Nope. All right then. We're done.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks. Good night.
Thank you. Have a good evening, y'all.
And everybody.
Good night.
I'll have withdrawal now, because I won't be meeting all the same people 3 nights in a row, just 2.
Yeah.
Now I have to remember how to turn this
Well,
off.
first to exit the meeting,
Okay, you
and
do
well,
this.
it's red in the bottom right corner.
I can't see. I don't have my glasses on.
Well, yeah, you could do it.